Salute, 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 salute. Salute to all my peoples that subscribe and keep subscribing. Tell a friend, tell a friend. I appreciate it all. Shout out to my man Hassan Lane. What's good, bro? Shout out to all the homies back home. Jersey, Elizabeth. Shout out to all y'all. I hope everybody week is going good. I hope everyone is feeling good. I hope everyone is good. Yep. Now, let's talk some boxing. He talked some boxing. Now, Bill HANEY. I have to start it out with this because it's I don't understand Bill. Bill HANEY said out his mouth. He said Tank Davis is a cherry picker and a duck. I I I I personally don't agree with that. I can't agree with that. A cherry picker and a duck. What made Bill HANEY say that is beyond me. I don't have a clue what made this man called Tank Davis a cherry picker and also a duck. I just don't understand why would he say that? A cherry picker and a duck? Now, I know Tank beat a lot of Mexicans. I know that. I get that. But these was all good fighters. And you talking about Pedraza, world champion, like Tank, who has he ducked? Who has Tank all out literally ducked? I'm dying to know that one. I don't see that one. But you know, anything liable to come out of Bill HANEY mouth. You know, Bill's crazy. But let's talk about cutting weight. Now, I don't like to. I don't really like to speak on other people's situations, especially if I don't know anything about it, as far as cutting weight and stuff like that. But I've heard a lot of stories, recently about cutting weight. They say cutting weight is real hard. Like Oscar Valdez allegedly ran into some PEDs trying to cut weight. How true that is, I don't know. That's why I say allegedly. I know when they put the clauses in there as far as the catch weights and stuff like that, when you have to rehydrate and be that same weight tomorrow at a certain time, that has to hurt, man. You're telling me, just hypothetically speaking, I have to weigh 147 today at the weigh-in at 3 o'clock. Let's just say I weigh in at 4:10 p.m. Then I have to weigh in again tomorrow morning sometime at 147. So that means you already coming to the weigh-in drained. Then you have to wait a whole nother 24 hours or whatever it takes to make weight again. Now I understand that. And Canelo, Canelo, I know is he's big on that. The clause, as far as cutting weight and doing the catch weight thing. That's huge, man. That's nothing really. That's something you really have to take serious. I'm quite sure you have to train a certain way. You definitely have to eat a certain way. You have some great cooks out there that a lot of these guys is hiring, and they do the cooking in the camp. I seen that a couple of times, which I think that's the best thing. That way, you're taking the right protein, everything you would need to stay healthy and to stay, physically strong for your fight. But I know cutting weight can be a struggle, and I don't blame Devin Haney for leaving 135 and not going back. Devin a big boy. Pause. No homo. Devin a big kid. He's starting to fill out, and I don't think he's gonna be at 140 long. I think me personally, Devin has the physique as a junior welterweight. That as he grow. But let's keep it real. Devin live as snack. We can't front on that. Devin is a snack. What word I'm looking for? He stays in the facility. He stays in that facility. Snack. Not just him. a lot of different guys. Is really into that, working with Conti, and I don't understand that when Conti is a straight up reckless, don't care crook, and he's a rat. He told on Barry Bonds and everybody else. He told them everything he knew. And then you have a lot of athletes going to him for help. I don't understand it. This man get caught peddling PEDs and doing all this and making all this money, and he has said out of his own mouth how he can make PEDs disappear in 24 hours out your system. He have said this, but here it is. The testing, it escapes me what you call it again, is allowing him to have these facilities, to have snack, and to have these professional athletes come in and to use his vitamins. First of all, that stuff is not healthy for you mentally, physically, and everything else. How about the guy, the weight trainer, a few years ago? I can't remember his name, but I know he was he wasn't young, but he was a younger white kid, and he was on them PEDs bad because he was a power lifter of one of them, and he snapped and killed his whole family. That stuff have after effects and everything. It's not good for you. That's why I say cutting weight, it's deep, it's serious. But then you have your guys that do everything the right way. Like you have guys in the sport of boxing that do not play with their weight. And we know who they are. We can guarantee, we can almost, you can bet everything that this man is making weight how he's supposed to. He's coming in when it's time to make weight, ready to go. And don't play about that scale. You have these camps, man, that's so scared of when it's time to make weight. They have 3 and 4 scales with them. They have a scale in the room. They have a replica scale of what the boxing commission is using. Then they have another scale, and and they play with them scales. I guess they want every scale to be at least 2 pounds under. And if you got 4 scales and all 4 scales is giving you 2 to 3 pounds under, you good. You good when you jump on that scale. You ready to go. But I know cutting weight really has to be rough on a lot of fighters, especially the fighters that's not disciplined. And there's a lot of those out there that just don't have no discipline. So cutting weight for them is brutal. I can imagine. So you can run till you blue in the face. You could get in that gym, you could do it all. But if you're not doing the right thing to cut that weight the right way, it's gonna show up in your fight. When you fight, you can tell that a fighter is drained. I'm not going really speak about fighters and corny stuff like that, but I know, well, I'm not going to say any names. I know for a fact, I've seen fights that I've said, wow, he don't look good. Then at the same time, you trying your best to cut weight, then you might be cutting weight and you fighting a weight bully. A weight bully is someone that knows they're not that weight but can make it. No problem. But really, it's not their weight. Now, I'm gonna repeat that. A weight bully, in my opinion, is someone that, okay, I could give it to you in a different perspective. Not to put any names out there or but I'm just stating facts right now. When Earl Spence turned pro, he turned pro at 154. That was Earl Spence turning pro weight. He turned pro at 154. I can't remember how many fights he had at 154. It definitely wasn't many. So he went down to 147 and dominated. to me, to me, and you know, I like Spence. I'm a Spence fan, but for a long time, Spence was a quote unquote weight bully. Spence always struggled to make 147, especially in his last 5 fights. He couldn't make no 147 no more. But he still would make it and go out there and be the bully that he was. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, you know. But if you watch Spence fights, Spence literally before he ran into Bud was beating up a lot of guys on straight bullying them. We're not gonna get off. We're not gonna get off of the subject cutting weight. This is all the same thing. Errol Spence, Errol, the one who just got beat up bad by Bud Spence. Did you see how things catch up with you in the long run? When he came around to fight Bud, and it came around to cutting weight, when they was showing behind the scenes, and he had that white boy cooking for him, and I was watching the plates that they had to feed this man, I said, yo, he's eating like a big boy. When they showed, when they showed, Spence just chilling out and laid back and, about to eat dinner and, the guy's cooking, you know, telling us what he using and, blah, blah, blah. When he put that boy plate in front of him, that was one of them. That was one of them. Quiet as kept on a hush hush. That was one of them big boy plays. Facts. And my mind said he'll weak out. How can he eat like this and go make weight? Uh, you know, see, I don't know too much about cutting weight. I only know what I read in the stories and following fighters and stuff like that. Now, I watched Floyd Mayweather whole career because for some reason, Floyd Mayweather intrigued me. From this is the truth. From the time I ever laid my eyes on him and watched him throw punches as a little kid, when I used to watch ABC Sports, I'm going back. Now I'm going back to the 70s, the late 70s, when I was 8, 7, 9, stuff like that. So early 80s, late 70s, I can remember watching Floyd Mayweather before his dad was Uncle Ford on Wide World of Sports. At 5, 6 years old, throwing correct shots, bouncing and moving and wop, 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 and moving footwork there and phenomenal. I'm talking about when I seen him that young. I said he's gonna be something. And I always remembered his name from his father and his uncle. So it wasn't hard to remember his name, you know. And then he had the same name as his dad. And I remember watching, you know, this kid. And Floyd, honestly, I watched him train for a couple of fights. And this hands down, I've never seen no one walk inside of a gym and train like Floyd Money Mayweather. He earned every penny he got. He has. The man is different. When they get into the greatest and this and that and that and this, I really don't get into the greatest, because I just feel Floyd was the greatest, Ali was the greatest, and his thing, you know. I don't think Ali became great from boxing. That played the role, but he was a great man. He told the United States, uh, he told the United States military to kick rocks. In the middle of the Vietnam War, one of the worst wars in history, and we got our ass kicked. Ali said, I'm not going over there. They ain't never called me no nigga. I'm being called a nigga right here. What I'm going over there fighting them for? They ain't never do nothing to me. Ali was so dedicated and feared Allah may peace and blessings be upon him. He was so dedicated to Islam that he used to do magic tricks. And after he do the trick, he will show you how he did it because he didn't want to be out of favor with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's how deep he was. Now, it wasn't nowhere on earth that Muhammad Ali could walk and they did not know him because he was a great man. It's a lot of places that who we call or people call the greatest, or because people retired undefeated and stuff like that, but they can't go to little countries in Africa and people know who they are. Ali was great inside and outside the ring. Salute Muhammad Ali. Rest in peace. May Allah grant you paradise. Now, back to Floyd. I've with my own eyes, I'm talking about with my eyes and watching, I've never seen a man train like Floyd Money Mayweather. He was beautiful to watch. I'm not gonna pause that or no homo it because that's my opinion. I loved watching Floyd Mayweather train. I'm not talking about fighting. I'm talking about his training regime was out of sight. Now you got you know a lot of guys a lot of guys now as far as the prospects coming up and what they what they at certain weight classes now, 135, 140, one this, one that, and they only 19, 20. I get the oldest out this bunch right now, 22. And I'm not talking about, I said the eras the other day. You have the tank era, which was the five horsemen, which was Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Javante, and it was and Ryan Garcia. those was the five horsemen, and everybody wanted to see them fight. That era is still popping, and really, they really haven't fought each other or did none of that yet. Then you have the fighters over them, which is well, Floyd is before all of them, but Floyd was still in that era with Madonna, um, even Canelo. That's the era under Haney now. I mean, over Haney and all of them. You had Laura, you had um 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 all guys, um all them guys. That's when all them guys came through. Uh, yeah. Then that era. Then you had the Tank era. That's the era that's figuring it out now. And that era to me, and I'm just being honest, man, is the worst era in the sport of boxing. I've never seen a bunch of fighters with no fucking heart in my life. People can say what they want, they can debate it, they can do what they want. It's either them cats scared to fight each other, they either scared to fight each other, or they just not serious about being great. Because Floyd says something today, Wednesday, today. He said, in order to be great, you have to take chances. And that's what makes Floyd different than this generation that's out there now. And as much as I don't like Bill Haney, as much as I really don't like him as a person, I don't know him personally, I have to say Devin Haney is the only fighter in that era that is willing to fight anybody they put in front of him. Now, I have to be real about a couple of things. Mateus ain't been in front of him. Mateus haven't been in front of him, and I don't know if anything been negotiated. I don't know anything about that. You know, right now, with these guys, they might say Mateus is not ready, or Mateus will knock one of you niggas out. Real talk. Then in that pool now, in the five horsemen pool, you have Mateus, you have De Los Santos, you have Antoine, you have Antoine, Antoine Russell, you have Boots. All that is this era, man. This is the era. This is the era. Guys not calling out Matias, man. Guys not calling out Antoine Russell, man. And watch when Shoo and Man, I can't forget my guy. When 3D, Keyshawn Davis and all them start winning a couple more fights. Yo, you got a whole crew of young brothers that's coming through that's ready to fight anything they put in front of them, and they calling cats out. I love this group of fighters that's coming on now, because that other group, the Ryan Garcia group, and all them niggas, Shakur Stevens and all them, man, yo, them niggas got a lot of pussy in them. For real. They gonna sit back until their career has either ended or they gonna be too old to fight like they was in their prime. They in their prime. You got these guys in their prime, except Devin Haney. You got these guys in their prime, and they sitting around for a year or two not fighting. What part of the game is this? And then if they do fight, they fighting tomato cans or cab drivers. And then when I say the sport of boxing is in shambles, I give 15 views. Content is what push is what supposed to push your whole twist of being a YouTuber. Content. Can't nobody ever, can't no one out there that's doing YouTube can tell me my content is not a B plus. Salute to all my people, Jersey.